Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. All their supporters came out for the game. Someone who supports or champions something. A band, usually elastic, worn around the leg to hold up a stocking, or around the arm to hold up a sleeve. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. My invaluable assistant. Of or relating to a person who is subordinate to another. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. They hired additional help to finish the work. A means of serving. There's no help for it. Improve the condition of. These pills will help the patient. Give help or assistance. Be of service. Everyone helped out during the earthquake. A person or thing that is a resource that helps make something easier or possible to do. The activity of contributing to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. Offered his help in unloading. Abstain from doing. Always used with a negative. I can't help myself, I have to smoke. Be of use. This will help to prevent accidents. Help to some food. Help with food or drink. I served him 3 times, and after that he helped himself. Take or use. She helped herself to some of the office supplies. Contribute to the furtherance of. This money will help the development of literacy in developing countries. Improve. Change for the better. New slipcovers will help the old living room furniture. A person who helps people or institutions, especially with financial help. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. A person trained to compete in sports. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. Someone who admires a young woman. She had many admirers. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. A person who admires. Someone who esteems or respects or approves. An additional dose that makes sure the first dose was effective. The first stage of a multi-stage rocket. A thief who steals goods that are in a store. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. Someone who is an active supporter and advocate. An amplifier for restoring the strength of a transmitted signal. Someone who has won first place in a competition. Holding first place in a contest. A champion show dog. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. Protect or fight for as a champion. Someone who fights for a cause. A member of the Religious Society of Friends founded by George Fox. The Friends have never called themselves Quakers. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. They are friends of the library. An associate who provides cooperation or assistance. A person with whom you are acquainted. We are friends of the family. A person you know well and regard with affection and trust. He was my best friend at the university. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. The principal character in a work of fiction. A regular customer. Someone who supports or champions something. The proprietor of an inn. Someone who supports or champions something. Assume sponsorship of. Do one's shopping at. Do business with. Be a customer or client of. An advocate who presents a person, as for an award or a degree or an introduction, etc. Assume responsibility for or leadership of. The senator announced that he would sponsor the healthcare plan. A band, usually elastic, worn around the leg to hold up a stocking, or around the arm to hold up a sleeve. Fasten with or as if with a garter. A member of the working class, not necessarily employed. Workers of the world, unite. A person who acts and gets things done. He's a miracle worker. A person who works at a specific occupation. He is a good worker. Sterile member of a colony of social insects that forages for food and cares for the larvae. Clothing that is designed for men to wear. Clothing that is intended to protect the wearer from injury. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A lawyer who pleads cases in court. Push for something. Speak, plead, or argue in favor of. The doctor advocated a smoking ban in the entire house. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. Someone who expounds and interprets or explains. A person who helps people or institutions, especially with financial help. An unofficial association of people or groups. A cord-like tissue connecting two larger parts of an anatomical structure. A stripe or stripes of contrasting color. Chromosomes exhibit characteristic bands. A group of musicians playing popular music for dancing. Attach a ring to the foot of, in order to identify. Band the geese to observe their migratory patterns. An adornment consisting of a strip of a contrasting color or material. Jewelry consisting of a circlet of precious metal, often set with jewels, worn on the finger. He noted that she wore a wedding band. A strip of material attached to the leg of a bird to identify it, as in studies of bird migration. A driving belt in machinery. A range of frequencies between two limits. A restraint put around something to hold it together. A thin flat strip of flexible material that is worn around the body or one of the limbs, especially to decorate the body. A thin flat strip or loop of flexible material that goes around or over something else, typically to hold it together or as a decoration. Bind or tie together, as with a band. Instrumentalists not including string players. Leave as a guarantee in return for money. Pawn your grandfather's gold watch. A person used by another to gain an N. An article deposited as security. Borrowing and leaving an article as security for repayment of the loan. Chess. The least powerful piece. Moves only forward and captures only to the side. It can be promoted to a more powerful piece if it reaches the 8th rank. A wardrobe assistant for an actor. An officer who acts as military assistant to a more senior officer. Someone who acts as assistant. Someone who waits on or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. Occurring with or following as a consequence. An excessive growth of bureaucracy, with attendant problems. An event or situation that happens at the same time as or in connection with another. Being present, at a meeting or event, etc. Attendant members of the congregation. Someone who waits on or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. He was a regular attender at department meetings. Someone who listens attentively. Functioning in a supporting capacity. The main library and its auxiliary branches. Someone who acts as assistant. Furnishing added support. The mind and emotions are auxiliary to each other.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.